himself starting off the front row of the grid. Alex fires away from fourth, 17 points in arrears of Marque in the World Championship. Yeah, those fans have been happy pretty much from the moment that Marc Marquez first jumped on the factory Ducati. They are in the mood. They are ready to see their hero, the 32-year-old Spaniard, make it 5 out of 5 in our sprint so far in 2025 to build on that World Championship lead that he's amassed courtesy of 4 sprint wins, 3 Grand Prix victories. And you get a feeling that Marc just wants to banish some of the old demons here in Jerez. Of course, rewind 5 years. It was right here in the Grand Prix of Spain back in 2020 where he suffered those career-threatening right humerus injuries, which really did halt his illustrious career at that stage. Franco Morbidelli then comes into the, as always, very sprightly into the Pertamina Enduro VR46 racing team garage. Morbidelli in the walls himself this morning. There was a lot of high-profile crashes in FP2. Bagnaia was down heavily at turn 7. Franco had a real rapid get-off through turn 4. He goes from 5th place on the grid.
Another rider who went down was Pedro Acosta during that free practice 2 session. We can get a word on the KTM rider now with Jack in pit lane.
Yeah, we mentioned earlier on that Acosta only had 1 motorcycle for Q2. The same had to be said for Bagnaia and Morbidelli. The good news for the Italians is that both of those bikes have been repaired and they've got 2 for this one. Acosta, however, only with the 1 bike. Now, we're not expecting any flag-to-flag conditions here. There's not a cloud in the sky. But if there was any kind of technical problem on the grid, on the sighting lap, on the warm-up lap, that could become problematic for Acosta. Just the 1 bike for this Tissot sprint.
Thanks very much for that bang up-to-date latest information, Jack. Fabio Quartararo just trying to keep himself cool and collected. It's been a long time since he'd have had the sort of pole butterflies, the pole nerves. Just an astonishing lap. A breathtaking lap, wasn't it? We were almost speechless in the commentary box here when we were watching that lap unfold. And as soon as he nailed that picture-perfect last corner, you always felt like he was on course for that 20th career pole position. This should be a stunning sprint, shouldn't it? Let's not forget last year's sprint here in Jerez had a little bit of everything. It was utter chaos. It was bonkers, wasn't it, the sprint here 1 year ago? There were 15 crashes. 9 riders eventually failed to see the checker flag, and there were 5 riders that were hit with tyre pressure penalties. One of them, unfortunately, being poor old Fabio Quartararo, who took full advantage of all the carnage ahead of him, coming through from 23rd to 3rd. The subsequent post-sprint penalty that came his way for 8 seconds pushed Fabio back to 4th place. But yeah, the sprint last year, Lewis, was utterly insane. So yeah, we'd like more of the same, please.
Yes, although we've not got our mail-ordered damn patch to throw some mayhem into the sprint action. No rain to affect the action here. It's just going to be pure action, pure drama, pure entertainment with so many big hitters. As mentioned, it is such a heavyweight front row. Fabio Quartararo, 2021 MotoGP World Champion. Pecco Bagnaia, who won the following 2 MotoGP World Championships, and Marc Marquez, who took 6 of them prior to Quartararo's era at the top. And this was the moment this morning in qualifying after his first